Imagine you get teleported into America in the 1880s. You see a man in a suit and a woman in a long dress and you think, okay, I get it. But here's the truth, what you see on the outside is only the final layer. Underneath that outfit there are 3 to 6 layers, special fasteners, lacing systems, straps, and even hidden pieces that literally shape the body. Today I'm doing a full AI reconstruction of Americans in the 1880s from head to toe, and we're going insanely detailed. Hats, hairstyles, outerwear, shirts, corsets, underwear, trousers, skirts, stockings, shoes, accessories, fabrics, and the biggest things movies almost always get wrong. And the most interesting part, we're comparing rich vs working class, because in the 1880s clothing wasn't just fashion, your outfit was basically your social passport. We're in the United States, roughly 1880 to 1889, in a major city environment, New York, Boston, Chicago, or Philadelphia. This is a period with plenty of photography, mass-produced clothing is rising fast, but people still rely heavily on handmade garments and natural fabrics. Back then, clothing had 3 main jobs: protection from cold, dirt, and weather. Shape and status, silhouette mattered more than comfort. Practicality, durability, pockets, and work readiness. Headwear and hair-rich man. The most recognizable detail is the hat. Bowler derby for a clean city look. Top hat for formal, high-status outfits. Soft felt hats existed too, even if the classic early 1900s fedora vibe wasn't fully mainstream yet. Hair was usually neat, often with a side part. Mustaches were extremely popular, and beards existed as well, usually well-groomed. Working class man. For a working man, it's much simpler. Basic caps or inexpensive hats. Sometimes no hat at all, especially during messy or hot labor. Hair is shorter, styling is minimal. Outerwear rich man. On top, you'll often see a wool overcoat. Sometimes a cape in bad weather. Heavy fabrics, darker colors, and structured shapes. Working class man. Rough wool jackets. Simpler coats. Visible wear and repairs were normal, patches, fading, and scuffs. In the 1880s, men's fashion is basically built around a 3-piece structure. Jacket. Waistcoat. Trousers. Better fabric, fine wool, sometimes tweed. Cleaner tailoring and sharper lines. Common colors, dark navy, charcoal, brown, black. Working class man. Heavier, rougher fabric. A waistcoat might last for years. Trousers are usually held up with suspenders, not a modern belt. Belts existed, but suspenders were the standard. Shirt and collar. This is important, there is no modern t-shirt here. A typical 1880s shirt is long-sleeved, buttoned, often paired with a detachable collar. Detachable collars were a smart status trick. You could wear the same shirt longer, but swap or wash the collar separately to look clean and respectable. Working class collars are softer, simpler, and sometimes attached. Men's underwear, what you never see. This is where most people get surprised. A union suit is basically a one-piece underwear garment. Long sleeves or short sleeves. Long legs. Buttons in the front. Often a drop seat flap in the back. Materials. Cotton for general wear. Wool for colder seasons. Socks. Men wore long socks or stockings, often up to the knee, so no skin would show when sitting or walking. Shoes. Shoes are one of the clearest class indicators. Rich man. Cleaner leather boots. Lace-up or button styles. Thinner soles, more refined appearance. Working class man. Tougher leather. Thicker soles. Heavy wear was normal, and repairs were common. If men's fashion in the 1880s is strict and practical, women's fashion is basically architecture. The key 1880s silhouette is all about the waist and the back shape. This is the bustle era. And to create that look, the dress is built on top of a hidden structure of layers. Headwear and hairstyle. Rich woman. Small hats decorated with ribbons, flowers, and feathers. Hair pinned up in complex styles. Hairpins, nets, and accessories. Working class woman. A scarf, a simple bonnet, or a basic hat. Practical hair that stays out of the way during work. Outerwear. Rich. Capes and fitted coats. Sometimes fur trim. High-quality fabric and detailed construction. Working class. A simple jacket or shawl. Warmth and movement matter more than style. The dress, what the camera sees. An 1880s women's dress usually has a high neckline, long sleeves, closures often in the back or on the side, fabrics like wool and cotton, with silk for wealthy women, darker, dustier tones, with decorative accents. For rich women you'll often see ruffles, draping, decorative buttons, layered trims. For working class women, fewer decorations, simpler shapes, more practicality. Women's underwear, the layers in order. Now we go fully detailed. 1. Chemise. A long base layer worn to protect the body from the corset. 2. Drawers, pantalettes. Loose undergarments. Not like modern underwear, more open, longer, and designed for movement. 3. Corset. A corset wasn't just torture. It was a shaping tool. Supports posture. Creates a smaller looking waist. Supports the bust. Distributes the weight of heavy clothing. 1880s corsets often have back lacing. A metal front busk. Strong fabric structure. Working class women wore corsets too, but usually simpler. Less stiff. More comfort-focused. 4. Bustles tourneau. This is the back structure that creates volume. A frame. A padded roll. Or a combination. 5. Petticoats. 1 or 2 layers for shape, warmth, and smooth movement of the outer dress. 6. Stockings. Stockings held up with garters, typically knee-high or higher. Women's shoes. Lace-up or button boots. Small heel. Richer women have cleaner, lighter footwear. Working class footwear is tougher and more practical. The biggest movie mistakes. Not enough layers. Ray outfits were heavily layered. Too many bright colors. Practical tones were common. Modern fit. The proportions and waist placement were different. Modern underwear and t-shirts. Those don't belong in this era. And here's the key point, in the 1880s, clothing wasn't just fashion. It told people everything about you, your class, your income, your city life, and even how respectable you were. If you want a follow-up, I can reconstruct Victorian UK, Napoleonic France, or Meiji Japan with the same head-to-toe detail. Comment what country you want next, and if you want, I'll also make a separate episode focused only on 1800s underwear, because it's way more complex than most people realize.